An Evening at the Movies is a proud member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm, Love is Black, Men Are the Prize, Crime Rewind, and Literature Reapers. You can find out all about our shows and more at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Happy listening. You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Hello, my people. How is everybody doing on this fine morning while I edit the privacy on my Facebook post, because that's what I always do at the last second.
Of course.
So, it is Sunday. It is movie day. It is, well, I'll just say this. We are here to entertain those of you who don't want to watch what is turning into a huge clusterfuck in Philadelphia right now. But I'm sure.
Yeah, it's getting interesting.
I'm sure Papa Palpatine is happier than a fart in a windstorm over that one. But for those of you who have abandoned your love of football to join us here on this beautiful movie Sunday, we thank you. For those of you that don't give a flying fuck about football and just want to be here to watch the show, we appreciate that as well. We appreciate all the love, so just shower us with your love.
Yeah, make it rain. Make it rain.
$1,000 rain.
Rain on me. That was the wrong cue on that song. I can't remember who sings that, but I just killed it.
So, speaking of showering us with all the love, that is a nice little. Well, I'll say, put a pin in that thought. We'll come back to it. I still have not introduced my amazing co-host, who's sitting here politely waiting for her cue to do all her things. So, happy to have my co-host back. Hi, host.
Hello. I'm mad that you can't see my shirt. I was trying to fix my camera. Wait. Oh well. I do care about some football. I've got my Chiefs shirt on. Well, my Taylor and Travis shirt on, sort of. Yeah. And Shanna's already wearing her Go Taylor's Boyfriend shirt, so she's ready to watch football with us too.
I was gonna say, I like Shanna's shirt better than I like your shirt.
Why? Got Kelsey's number. It's got the little Taylor heart hands. I think it's cute. I was wearing this shirt when I broke my ankle, though. So, but the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, so there's that.
I'm not saying a word.
It's my
Josh
unlucky
is the one that already
lucky shirt.
Josh is the one that threw that shit out there this week. So officially, if something happens,
well, nothing
he
happened.
Who shall not be named, and hi Griffey, he who shall not be named, who's in witness protection, and I are off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on Josh for the next year. So ha 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 ha, we win.
I was just watching that SNL with Taylor Swift, and they're trying to make her laugh. No, laugh more. Anyway.
Happy 50th anniversary to Saturday Night Live.
Yep. So, for anybody who watched it last night, and if you didn't, I won't spoil it, but I will say, I mean, we knew it was going to be about the inauguration, about Trump, whatever. It was really funny, and there was a great special guest, but also I couldn't laugh as much as I would have normally laughed because I think it was too soon. So I think they did a good job, but under different circumstances, I would have laughed more, but I don't know. I think it's too soon.
It hasn't been 7 days yet, so.
Yeah. But it was still pretty funny. Anywho.
1 week down, 200 and 57 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it boils down to. 207 or what? I'm not doing fucking math. It's Sunday. It is
We're
movie
not here
day.
for maths.
We're not here for maths. Fuck maths.
Maths are hard.
We're maths are hard, but I digress. So we are here because it is um, movie Sunday, and I want to talk about movies since I'm not watching Philadelphia kick the holy crap out of Washington right now.
I've got it on in the
But
back, but
no, I right before I hit live, Philly just scored a touchdown, and then Washington fumbled, and Philly got the ball back. So, and Philly gets the ball to start the second half off. So, this game went from really close to potentially a huge ass blowout,
yeah, it's about to go to halftime, so we're good.
just like that. Did Philly score again?
It's 27-12.
So yeah, they did score again. And like I said, they get the ball to start the second half. So
Yeah.
this game
Anyway,
could get out of control really quickly. I don't think the second game is going to be this big of a blowout, or at
anyway.
least it shouldn't be. But anyway, back to me trying to almost 86 Amanda's introduction out of the freaking show, and talking about all the love that we need to have showered on us because it
Ashanti.
is love.
That's who sings that song. I'm sorry. It literally just hit me because the
Oh,
song was in my head again. So sorry, Ashanti, for butchering your song. Rain on me. Sorry.
so shower all the love on all the hosts for the whole entire month. Why? Because we're going to do a whole month with one episode off of rom-coms.
Woo-hoo.
And technically, in a way, I guess, around the bend and back again, the other movie we're going to talk about this month slash book is still, in a way, a love story.
Yeah, I think it's a love story, but it is not comedic.
No, I was it's very far from being a rom-com.
Yeah.
So, but we'll get to that later in the episode. But for those of you who cannot tell from my amazing screen name, or you're listening on the Spotify, Apple, Google, or wherever you get your podcast listening fix, um, we're going to be talking about McDreamy the Teenage Pimp this week on An Evening at the Movies, otherwise known as the
Can't buy
19
me love, love. Although it turns out you can.
for $1,000
Yeah. We will not be
for a
talking
month.
about the shitty remake Love Don't Cost a Thing. Damn you, Nick Cannon.
Yeah, I have no thoughts and opinions that I'm willing to share about Nick Cannon right now. Even though, I mean, he's probably maybe a little less skeezy than Diddy, but
I do like the song though.
that's a can of worms we're not opening this week on An Evening at the Movies. So,
Think you gotta keep me, I still don't. Think I wanna spend your cash, I won't. Even if you were broke, my love don't cost a thing.
yeah,
Welcome to the
one of
musical
my cash because
stylings of
I ain't
Amanda
got
Kohlhofer. You're welcome. Sorry.
her is bad at. So Brandy officially predicts that she thinks the Eagles are going to be one of them teams for the Super Bowl.
I could not hear after Brandy predicts. I heard. "Mur, mur, 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 mur."
Oh, Brandy said she thinks them Eagles going to be one of them teams for the Super Bowl.
I think so too. But
As long
why
as
is
the
she
other,
messaging you about football instead of watching our show and talking to both of us?
I know.
Well, I guess
I'm
I gotta take over this shit. Yes, we are here to review the 1987 lovely rom-com, one of my favorite movies of all time, Can't Buy Me Love. Starring, of course, McDreamy. Why are you pointing at your face?
Because it's one of mine too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen this movie a million times. Like, I
Oh,
rewatched it
easily.
today just because, but I could probably quote the entire movie. It like no joke.
This is one of those movies that we've talked about the comparison before, where it's a great movie, but it's not one of those movies that if it's been 6 months since I've seen it, I'll be like, oh, whatever. This is one of those movies that I have to watch on a regular basis. Otherwise, I feel shitty about myself. So,
Yeah, it's just a great movie. And and if you're a McDreamy stan like me, really you're a Ronald Miller stan. You liked McDreamy back before he was McDreamy. Between this
because,
and Loverboy, I had a crush.
yeah, this,
I would eat the extra anchovies. Wink, wink.
I bet you would. This actually was not the first movie that I saw um, Patrick Dempsey in.
Oh, really? What was?
I don't remember what the name of it was, but I remember being a kid back in the 80s, and every Sunday night they had the Wonderful World of Disney movies on,
Oh, hmm.
and he actually did a quote unquote made for TV movie
I mean, I
where
could see that.
yeah, and he played a teenager who had epilepsy,
Oh, well, dang.
and there was a procedure where potentially they could sever the middle part of his brain and cause seizures to slow down. And his parents refused to do it, so he sued his parents for emancipation
Oh,
so that he could have the surgery.
gotcha.
It actually wasn't a bad movie,
Huh.
but shortly thereafter, Can't Buy Me Love came out, and then Loverboy, and then he kind of sort of faded into obscurity for a few years before exploding all over the ferry boats in Seattle, Washington, in a little TV
Hey,
show.
he had some other good movies though. He was never really a main character. Like he was in With Honors.
Scream 3,
He was in With Honors. He was in Outbreak. He was in oh crap, what's that? No, it's
Scream
not Made in
3,
Manhattan. Not Made in Manhattan. It was crap, what was the name of that movie? He was in Sweet Home Alabama, but there was another rom-com that he was in around that same time. Maid of Honor,
possibly.
that's what it was. I kept thinking Maid of Manhattan, but it was Maid of Honor. He was in a Transformers movie, and then yeah, Grey's Anatomy. Pew.
He
McDreamy is problematic though, but we won't go there.
there's a lot of shit. So we're not talking about all the other stuff, but we will focus a lot on this specific movie. And as much as we love this movie, there's some freaking bullshit that goes on in this movie that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And yes, I feel very confident in calling him by the nickname that I have given him for this episode, which is McDreamy the Teenage Pimp.
He's technically not a pimp though, because he's not collecting money for other people doing the work. He paid money to receive a service. If anything, he's the customer and she's the prostitute. Not
Okay,
really
so
though.
he's fucking Richard Gere, and Amanda Peterson is Julia Roberts.
Well, wouldn't no, that would be the other way around because he was the rich one and she was the poor one. But he was the one doing the paying. Yeah, there's just no comparison. They are who they are.
Either way you look at it, this movie is riddled with, oh my god. I mean,
Well, it's
we
the 80s.
I won't speak for my co-host, but I didn't necessarily see as much of a problem with this as a 10-year-old child watching it back in 1987, 1988.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well,
yeah, as an adult, it is riddled from top to bottom with all kinds of problematic scenarios.
yeah, I mean, there's some. I still think it's a fantastic movie, but well,
Oh, it's still a fucking great movie,
let's do the
but
plot
before we
summary
get
real
into
quick.
all
Yeah, and plot summary, Rotten Tomatoes, and then I have a surprise. You want to do Rotten
oh,
Tomatoes first?
I'm intrigued. Yeah, really quick. Um, Can't Buy Me Love, released on August 17th, 1987, was directed by Steve Rash, was fucking autocorrect screwed up my damn notes. Was released by Touchstone Pictures, not Touch Type Pictures. Um, it had a mysterious budget that nobody seems to know about,
Interesting.
but it made $31.6 million at the box office.
Nice.
And it is currently streaming to rent wherever you rent your movies online. So, in other words, it is not included with the streaming service.
I gotta think. I mean, I
And
know. Oh, sorry.
oh, go ahead.
I was just saying the budget for this movie. I feel like couldn't have been that much because there were no big stars in this movie. Um, and
No, there
there,
was a lot of soon to be discovered talent.
right, but at the time, none of these people were big stars, and it it was probably mostly filmed on location in Tucson at a high school and a couple of people's houses. Like, there's literally nothing there's nothing fancy about the movie. It's filmed in a few select locations, plus or minus one or two, and yeah, I mean, I would bet the thing they paid the most for was rights to the Beatles song.
Which at the time would have gone to Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson owned the that one whole another whole big can of worms we won't get
Oh, I thought
into.
that didn't happen until the 90s. I don't know.
Oh no, that's part of the reason why after the I believe it was the Girl Is Mine single on Thriller that Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson used.
Oh, okay.
So
Whatever. He's no Scooter Braun and Brian, what's ever his name, Borchetta. Those two can get fucked. Anyway,
mhm.
okay.
the
Rotten
the
Tomatoes?
joys of the music. Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes, which is going to be an interesting guess. I'm excited to see if Amanda can figure out the spread on these two scores.
I'm going to do tomato meter first because, to my knowledge, and unless you have heard otherwise, this movie is very, very loved. I don't, but again, Rotten Tomatoes came out a lot later, so it's like hard to know. But I'm going to say this has a high audience score. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know anybody that doesn't like this movie.
I will say this: the popcorn meter, which is the audience, the review is based off of 25,000 plus reviews.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to go with 82%. You know me and my Horace ratings. I'm probably overestimating. Oh, I'm really far off. Okay.
No,
Uh,
that medium far off.
the critics, the tomato meter, let's go with 61%.
So that one
Okay.
you're off big much on, and not in a good way. On 25 reviews, this movie got a 50%.
Assholes.
I know this movie is not that fucking bad.
I'd like to go read some of those.
And the popcorn meter, like I said, on 25,000 plus reviews, gave this movie a 74.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't too far off. But
No, Like I said, medium much on the popcorn meter, big much on the tomato meter.
That was only 11 points. But yeah. All right. Well, for those who don't know, Can't Buy Me Love is about nerdy high schooler Ronald Miller, who rescues cheerleader Cindy Mancini from parental punishment after she accidentally destroys her mother's designer clothes. Ronald agrees to pay for the $1,000 outfit on one condition: that she act as though they are a couple for an entire month. As the days pass, Cindy grows fond of Ronald, making him popular, but when Ronald's former best friend gets left behind, he realizes that social success isn't everything. I wouldn't exactly say that's how that happened, but okay.
No.
Okay.
So, you have an announcement?
Yeah,
or a
so we've
surprise
been
or whatever.
about we've got our new segment of doing a top 5 towards the end of the show, related to the topic, and we had talked about another thing that I figured we could do sporadically, so I decided to bring it today. We are bringing Sip Libs to an evening at the movies.
Whoop whoop!
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Need some applause. Okay. And this one is aptly titled Love Letter. Actually, it's Love Letter 3. So we missed Love Letters 1 and 2, but we're picking up on the end of the trilogy. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. Name of a person.
McDreamy the Teenage Pimp.
Okay.
In honor of the movie we're discussing.
A noun for me. I'm going to say sports car. A superlative. A word ending in est.
Horniest.
Nice. Another noun. Damn. Let's go with record player. Body part.
Let's go hairy nipples.
Nice. Verb ending in ing. I will go with fucking. A noun.
Nipple clamp.
There are no adjectives on this. Rude.
Right?
An event for me. Let's go with Columbus Day dance, since it's in the movie. A verb.
Fornicate.
Oh, crap. Hold on. Okay. Day of the week. Let's say Saturday.
Hump day.
Oh, yeah, that's better. Let's say hump day. Okay, verb.
Defenestrate.
For Papa Palpatine. A verb for me. I'm gonna say dance. I don't know. A place.
Sex dungeon.
Nice. A time span. I'm gonna say a semester.
A semester in a sex dungeon?
Yes. Verb.
What? Spanking.
Spank.
Okay, spank.
Adverb. I'm going to say quickly. And last one, name of person.
Amanda Kohlhoff.
Nice. All right, here we go. Dear McDreamy, the teenage pimp, it has come to my sports car that you are the horniest boy in the record player. My hairy nipple starts fucking a nipple clamp every time you speak. I would like to fornicate if you want to go to the Columbus Day dance with me next hump day. If you defenestrate, please dance at the sex dungeon in a semester. I spank you and everything about you. Quickly, Amanda Kohlhofer. All right, not too shabby, not too shabby.
All right, that was pretty fucking good.
You guys are welcome for me bringing the sip libs.
Dust
Oh
that shit
man.
off and bring it back for the masses.
So I feel like maybe the first thing we should talk about is I feel like this movie was, and I'll let you talk about this. Obviously, every nerdy guy's dream. For me, it was Cindy Mancini was like one of my templates in the 80s for who I wanted to be. Like she had the car I wanted. Her and Mercedes Lane both had that Volkswagen Rabbit I wanted so bad that I never got. But that was my dream car. Like
Yeah.
before I could drive, I was like, I have to have a Volkswagen Rabbit convertible. I wanted to dress like her. I wanted my hair to look like her. Like her and Buffy and Cher from Clueless were like they were my style and like personality templates. So I loved that about
Ironically,
this
all
movie.
4 blondes.
Well, yeah. Well, I would say D, but she skinned a collie to make her backpack. Oh wait, that was Cher. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, D was raiding Dr. Seuss's closet. That's what it was. Anyway, so you feel like this movie was like every boy's dream, like to get to go out with the hottest girl in school. I mean, unless you were the boy that
Oh
did
God,
that,
yeah.
then, you know.
Oh, I mean, I grew up. I wasn't the most popular kid in school, obviously. I wasn't the least popular kid in school either. But, I was enough of a quote unquote outcast where I had a hardcore crush on the quote unquote hottest girl in the school. And
How do you have a
she
crush on
shall
me from
remain.
all the way over there?
She shall remain semi nameless because she does listen to the show occasionally.
Oh.
So I'm not going to embarrass myself in that fashion. But no, I
Woo.
can't.
Sorry.
Every I think every person especially in their teenage years is at least moderately concerned with social status
Oh yeah.
and willing to do whatever it takes or pay whatever it costs to achieve said social status. I mean, if I had an ungodly amount of money, I probably. What are you taking a picture of?
I'll I I need to get a picture of Erin Andrews' coat because it's gorgeous, and she's definitely in her Taylor Midnight's era with this coat, and I love it.
It, it's a freaking furry pimp coat. I saw it during the
It's
pregame show.
Oh, I missed it. 'Cause I missed the pregame show. Anyway,
Well,
she's
you
so
were busy
gorgeous, and that coat's gorgeous, and I love
rewatching this movie
it. I was watching this
that
movie.
you didn't need to rewatch. But I mean, definitely 100% rest in peace, Amanda Peterson. But
Yeah.
I remember at 10 years old having a huge major crush on Cindy Mancini.
Yeah, she is beautiful.
So,
And of course, getting to the next 80s movie thing that we always have to talk about, but in this movie, I feel like it is so blatant. Other than Ronald and Kenneth, and maybe Cindy, I could maybe put Cindy in there too. Nobody else in this movie looks like they're in high school. Fucking Bobby, who's supposed to be a freshman in college, looks like he's 30.
yeah,
The two best friends, Barb and crap, why am I blanking?
Patsy,
Pat,
Patty.
Patty. They look like they're at least 27, 28. I know this is the
Oh
80s
yeah.
movie thing, but then again, wanting us to believe these are high school kids was a stretch.
Oh no, and even like the football players
Oh,
look
yeah.
like they were way too old to be in high school.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, well, I mean, Seth Green probably looks like he's about 10 to 12 years old at the time.
Yeah, which I think is what he's supposed to be. He's so young.
Yeah, it's one of those
Shut
things that
up, Jack.
I remember watching this, rewatching this the other morning, and I knew Seth Green was in it, but then
Mhm.
it's like you have one of those moments realizing the fact that like you and I have grown up and matured throughout our life, but Seth Green is one of those celebrities that we've pretty much been there from day one
Yeah.
all the way through, his growing up and his maturing through every stage of his life as well. Not saying, we haven't seen other people throughout, their careers, but,
Right.
it literally, he's one of us that is the same age as we are, or in that same window as we are of age.
Yeah.
And we've literally all grown up together at the same time, and we've gotten to watch through, you know, my stepmom's Alien,
Oh, yeah.
Can't Buy Me Love,
It.
freaking It, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all of it.
He's in
Robot,
Oh, you mean the show.
the TV show.
Yeah. You know I always think of the movie whenever somebody says that.
I
Anyway.
know, but I will never freaking rip the band-aid off. The one point of view that my co-host and I will differ on is she will die on the hill that she loves the movie. I will die on the hill that I love the TV show.
I mean, the show's good too. I just like the movie better.
The movie's
um,
not bad, but I prefer the TV
yeah.
show. So,
So I felt it's interesting, like because you feel bad for Ronald, and obviously they're appealing to, like you said, most kids, even the
mhm.
popular kids, which Cindy points out later, are worried about their pecking order, and so it's like you feel bad
Well,
for him, and it's like he's helping
that's
her
the
out.
whole
What?
point. I was just gonna say that's the whole point of the whole Cindy thing was like she wanted to wear that suede outfit that was her mom's because she wants to put herself, head and shoulders above even her own best friends and be at the quote unquote top of the pecking order.
Well, I think they make it clear even from the very beginning that Cindy is the top dog. Like
Oh, she
she's
is.
yeah.
Head
Um
cheerleader who
which
everybody looks to.
Yeah, and that is something I'll talk about again in a little bit, but you feel bad for Ronald, and it's like, okay, she did this thing and needs help, and he helps her out, and it's all going good, and then yeah, he just turns into a complete piece of shit for a while, and it's just like, man, like ditching his friends playing poker, he couldn't at least call and give some excuse and say he wasn't coming, like. Just yeah, and it's
Well,
interesting to
because
see what popularity does to him.
that's one of those things that I always beat my head against the wall for is like, how hard is it to pick up a damn phone and call and say, hey, I got to do something with my family. I'm not going to make it
Right.
because that's it adds to the story by not having it go that way. But at the same time, it's
Yeah.
still like he spent how many years being treated like he's treating his friends.
Right. I
So
know.
now it's because he's achieved that status, it's okay for him to do that to his friends.
Right. Um, I feel like Kenneth is the
rude.
only one that has his shit together and has the right idea. Like, he's kind of like, oh, well, they became themselves, we became us. I like us. Like, and he's like, we'll have great memories. Like, Kenneth really has the idea that I wish, we could have had, or it's hindsight, but it's like he has it in the present. Like,
Hmm.
enjoy who you are, who your people close to you are, and have the most fun you can. Like, you know?
Well, especially at that age where, you're 16, 17 years old, you're obviously entering into about that last year of your teen. Well,
They're seniors.
yeah, they're seniors, so they're entering that last year of, I won't necessarily say childhood, but
Oh,
you know,
young adulthood.
they're going off into the adult world in June. So enjoy it while you can because life's fixing to kick you in the ass.
But he just thinks he'll enjoy it
You're,
so much more if he's popular.
yeah. Well, for the most, I guess in a way he did enjoy it.
I mean, yeah. It's crazy the way
I
they
mean,
immediately accepted him. But, and I,
it just so over the wall over some stupid ass freaking bullshit. Except, like literally, he and Cindy break up, and like I'm guessing it's the next day. He's just like
yeah,
everybody's freaking all over his freaking nuts,
yeah.
and it's like really. And then don't get me started on the damn Columbus Day dance.
Oh, God. It's the African Anteater ritual. Yeah, but it's like, okay, when especially when you're his date and you're standing there and he's doing this thing that looks completely ridiculous. And if anybody else were doing it, you'd be making fun of them. But Ronnie's it. He's the hot thing right now. And if you want to be in with him, you've got to
Oh
follow his lead. Like the guy says, if the Ronster's doing it, it must be new. It's like
yeah,
everybody's still worried about their status. And I love Cindy's face when she sees them all doing it. It's funny because
but
Cindy's a
are
conundrum to
you
me
fucking kidding me?
because she recognizes what's happening. Like, at the beginning when she's like, just going out with me is not going to make you popular. Like, she really didn't believe it. And then she watches it happening, but it's like how has it never dawned on her? And maybe it's because she's watching from the outside that
Hmm.
her friends are doing the same shit with her. Like, she's the queen bee. Everybody's trying, and not in a bad way. She doesn't seem like a bad person. Like, she seems really cool, nice, but
No.
she's, she's not wielding it over people's heads. She's not like a Regina George. But it's like, how does it not dawn on her that everybody's doing the same thing with her? Especially the girls. It's like,
Hmm.
and that's kind of, I will say, this is the thing that makes me mad about the movie with other people too, but specifically with Cindy is when she's calling them all out and she's just, I guess she's drunk and she's, revealing the big secret and talking about, what Ronald turned into, but then she's just like that stupid dance, I never thought this would happen. And then, but what a bunch of followers you guys are. She's right, but that's a really easy thing to say when you're the one that's being followed. Like, even though she does say, like, that's
Well,
me trying to
because
impress people, she knows that everybody's looking to her. And so it's like when you're the one not having to follow, you're the one being followed. That's a lot easier. Like, that's an easier stone to
yeah,
throw.
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say is, up until the quote unquote breakup, she was the one being followed and had
Yeah.
all of that admiration being showered upon her. Where then once Ronald basically stole it away,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, what a bunch of followers you all are.
You're just mad they're
Did
not following you
you
anymore.
not see it 4 months ago when they were doing the same shit to you, lady?
Right. But I guess it's different when you were the one being admired and you're not anymore. But
Yeah.
it definitely goes to I mean, you think about mob mentality. how easy people are swayable. This, and I'm not saying that that's what this is, but you can understand how mob mentality happens when people are so freaking fallible, not fallible, moldable. People are fallible too.
Mhm.
That's not the word I was looking for. Like we're so easily swayed and duped, especially Americans.
No comment. Dum dum da dum dum da dum da dum da dum dum.
So, what do you think about what Cindy did at that party? And do you think Ronald should have reacted more harshly towards her?
As
When she
far
gets drunk
as
and tells everybody about their deal.
well, I know the fine print in the arrangement that they made was in the beginning was this is their sworn secret for life or longer
Mhm.
because and I'm sure Ronald threw that in there because this was exactly what he did not want to have happen
Exactly. Yeah.
because he knew it would probably destroy him socially if it was to
Right.
ever come out, which, smart idea for him to throw that in there, but I'm also here in what less than 2 weeks turning 48 years old, and I've been around the block enough to know that when you add alcohol into the mix,
Mhm.
the walls of discretion come tumbling down really quickly,
Well, and you got to think
which
too, she's just heard him plagiarizing her poem while he's getting laid in a bathroom, and her boyfriend has just
Mhm.
dumped her. So she is in her feelings. Her feelings are really
And
hurt because,
literally not just
Ronald
dumped
can't
her,
see
but
it on.
he literally called her a prostitute in front of everybody in the school.
Yeah. Yeah. So she is
I
upset
mean,
because she didn't really care about Bobby anyway, but I think she was probably more humiliated. But also at that point, Bobby's all she had left. But she was also falling for Ronald. And it annoys me that
mhm.
she expected him to see that. Like, he's already told you he's never been on a date before. Like, but we as the audience can definitely see that she's falling for him. And Ronald's completely oblivious. So yeah, her feelings are really hurt. She's really drunk. I hate that she did that, but it happened. My problem is the way she acted after. She ignored Ronald just like everybody else. Like she wasn't a part of that. Like she didn't agree to it. She could have at least
Mhm.
said sorry for revealing a secret I promised never to reveal. Like the way that she treats him after that is like some of it was warranted, but some of it wasn't. Like and I also get another reason she exploded and let it all out is because she saw what it was doing to him and how he used to be this nice guy and now he's this complete piece of shit. Like, he needed to
Well,
be taken down a peg or two. I'll give her that.
or two, fuck, you need to be taking down a lot of fucking pegs because after the freaking breakup, when he basically took over being king of the social world, he wasn't necessarily very, you know, friendly, probably would be the right word, but he
Yeah.
treated her like shit too.
Yeah.
I
At least
mean,
her ticket won't cost me $1,000. Dude, get fucked. I yell at the TV every time that part comes on. Like, dude, go fuck
yeah,
yourself.
well, because like you said, that scene specifically that you're addressing, she literally out of nowhere comes up to him
Yeah.
and she's trying to have this, heartfelt, caring conversation with him,
Yeah.
and
Look,
he's all, "You ignored the Ronald Miller dork for blah 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 years, and at least her ticket isn't going to cost me $1,000, and blah 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 blah." It's like,
Iris, what a conquest. She's given more rides than
wow.
Greyhound. Uh,
It's almost like she's trying to point out the pitfalls to him, but still leave it open to the fact that he should be realizing and putting two and two together.
Yeah. I mean, she basically said, "Let's go hang out again at the place that you love."
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
airplane graveyard.
Yeah, I know. I was just like big general. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's annoying that he like, didn't see it, but he was just so consumed with himself. I guess the thing about this movie I don't understand is how everybody behaved towards him after. I understand it to an extent, but like why aren't they looking in the mirror when Cindy tells them how gullible and stupid they are? Why aren't they going, "Oh wow, she's right. I did fall for that." Why aren't they looking at Cindy going, "You agreed to this. Why are you calling him out now like he's a bad guy?" Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's my biggest like I guess not a plot hole. I find it unbelievable. If anybody that's watching live now has a different perspective, or Kasey, if you do, I don't know if it's because I wasn't like popular. I wasn't like a Cindy Mancini or that group, but I was very well liked. I had a lot of different friend groups. I wasn't
Pop
at the
Palpatine.
bottom of the totem pole either. So I interacted with a lot of people, and I never saw that kind of behavior. I guess is what I'm kind of trying to say. I
Did 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 you see Papa Palpatine put you in the garbage can?
Oh, well, yeah, there was that.
I
That was when I was like a freshman. So I was a nobody then. I was brand new at the school. So maybe that's why I don't get it, but I feel like they all just want to act like he doesn't exist and treat him like he's a piece of shit. And it's like he didn't do that by himself. And y'all followed him of your own free will. Like, spread some of that bitterness around.
think, at least from my perspective, the way I look at their reaction after the blow up is I don't think they're necessarily acting that way, disrespecting him or not disrespecting Cindy. I think in a lot of ways, most of those people are probably upset and feeling gullible
Like they got tricked. Yeah.
over something so stupid like, oh my God, how the hell did we not fucking see that? We're freaking stupid. We're sheep. We're blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. If somebody literally slapped me in the face with that kind of information, I'd probably feel the same way too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess I didn't really think of it that way, but that makes sense. And she does say, she's like, he bought me and he bought all of you. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, he did. Like, Cindy hardly had to do anything except be in his same airspace. And it was like, oh, let's
Well,
bring him in
here's
as,
the other point. He
yeah.
bought her and he bought all of you. Cindy's the one that got the damn money. He bought them and they didn't get shit out of
That's
it.
why I love when she says, at least I got paid. In your face, Ronald.
I mean, fuck. Oh, I can't get over how much I enjoyed this fucking movie.
Yeah. I think Cindy Mancini is one of my favorite 80s movie characters because I feel like, I mean, obviously she's flawed, like everybody, and she's a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
but she encompasses all these different things. She's at the top of the food chain, but she's not a bitch about it. She's not lording it over people. She knows that at any moment it's like she has the awareness that she knows she could be knocked off that pedestal at any moment, which is why she's still trying to impress people. But at the same time, she's still a nice person. Like, is she snobby? Yeah, she's snobby, like ignoring Ronald and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But she also calls out shit when she sees it. Like, she has some of the best snarky lines in this whole movie. Like, that whole speech, obviously. And then, when they're talking about Patty sleeping with him, she's like, a lady never talks. Yeah, next time I see one, I'll remember that. One of my favorite quotes ever. And just like um when they're making fun of him driving in his car, and she's like, I seem to recall a couple of girls getting very comfortable in that spazmobile. Like, she gave no fucks about calling people out on their shit.
No, she had literally no filter, and uh, somebody is watching and just gave us a thumbs up. So um, say hello to your daddy.
Hello, father. I'm not calling him daddy. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, she was beautiful, she was popular, and she was nice, and she was witty. I was just like, I loved her. I mean, yeah, some of her little there's another one I'm trying to remember that I really love, and my mind just went blank on it, but I'm sure it'll come to me.
Well, there's definitely a you know to and fro to her mentality. Like when she shows up at that first party wearing the outfit,
Mhm.
and she's all like, "Yeah, Bobby sent this to me."
Yeah.
You know, all the fine leathers come from Iowa,
Yeah,
and
like
her one friend is like, "Oh yeah, Paris, Rome,
in
and
Des
Des
Moines.
Moines."
Like,
It's like,
no. And that's the funny thing is that that's again them following her and pretending and trying to build her up and whatever. Like,
mhm,
it's just and like the part when they're watching the interview with Bobby and she's like, "Well, he's just got a lot on his mind, right?" Like she's convincing them and they just go along with it. Like a real friend would have been like, "No, he's a dick." Like what a dick move. But they don't want to
yeah.
rock the boat. So it's interesting to see how, like I said, just how swayable people are. And Cindy's not even being a bully about it, which is interesting. You don't see a lot of popular characters portrayed as somewhat nice people. I mean, look at everybody else in this movie, except for
Yeah.
so I think she's a really well written, strong female character for the 80s. Like I really like her.
Well, like you said, it would have been very easy to just make her a trashy, hateable person, but the nuance of the whole ebb and flow of her character, though, is the fact that you don't hate her at any point in this movie, really.
Yeah, because even after the party, it was like, damn, Cindy, you did him wrong, but also she really, I mean, she did break a promise, but I still wasn't that mad at her because of just how everything had piled on her, and
No,
she
like I said,
lost it.
fucking look at how Ronald treated her before,
Yeah,
and
I'm,
you add all of that negative behavior compounded with all the alcohol she had consumed that night.
yeah. Hearing him use my poem to talk to that tramp, I would have bust in there and threw up all my vodka all over both of them. I mean,
Yeah,
that I will say that part of the movie, like even as a kid, that part really struck like it like created a pang in my chest. Like that's one of the only parts in the movie where I'm just like, oh, like, her ticket won't cost me $1,000. That was brutal. But him that's the thing. She's the popular girl and everybody thinks she's ditzy and whatever. She fucking writes poetry. And it's like the
yeah,
one thing she's told him about herself that nobody knows. And then he's just in there like, fuck him. Fuck him. Sorry.
yeah.
So yeah,
No, and
he got what he deserved.
he he really did. But even then, at the same time, shortly thereafter, his character is literally redeemed at lunchtime at the school
Yeah.
when Kenneth is helping one of the mean girls with her math,
Yeah.
and the jocks freaking confront him, and Ronald comes to the freaking rescue and has that big, long, freaking drawn out fucking monologue
Yeah.
about the you fell out of our treehouse, broke your freaking arm. We picked you up and carried you 12 blocks to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, for one, those weak ass freaking nerds were not carrying no fucking jock 12 blocks to the fucking hospital.
Well, they were little kids. They were like fourth grade or something.
Probably true.
They weren't. Well, no, he
But
said that. I think. Well, I don't know. Anyway.
but I mean, there's so much in that freaking speech though that
Yeah,
rings true for life in general. I mean,
yeah. It's tough enough to be
I'm
yourself.
sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure just about everybody can relate to what Ronald's talking about in that speech, where
Yeah.
it's hard enough just to be yourself.
Like you're ready
If
to kill him because he's talking to Patty on your side of the cafeteria. Like you realize how stupid that is?
yeah, cool kids, nerds, your side, our side, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Why does there have to be this freaking separation of church and state slash cliques? Why can't everybody just fucking get along? Like Kenneth said back in the beginning, they were talking about back in the beginning, where you know, in grade school we were all, you know, friends. Yeah, granted, it's because we were all forced to be in the same classroom together.
Yeah,
But
everybody they probably were forced to play certain sports and do certain activities and like whatever.
mhm. And then come junior high, that's generally when the clique shit starts to pop up because your jocks go off and be jocks, your nerds spend their lunches in the library or the
Yeah.
computer lab or whatever, and the cheerleaders do what they do, and people
I
scatter
mean,
to the four corners of the freaking universe.
I will say, like, yeah, in a perfect world, there would be no cliques. And obviously, people would have close friends, but you'd just be friendly with everyone. But
Mhm.
honestly, that's like an animal instinct. Like, that's why they have, pack mentality and herd mentality and all like it's, in sociology and even down to just like animals. That's just what people do.
Yeah.
And it's usually with people, it's influenced by certain things like, you live in the same neighborhood, you go to the same church, your girls are all in cheer together, the moms are all rich and they brunch together, or and same with other stuff. So it's like kids are kind of separated off before they really know any better, and then they just kind of gravitate. And once it gets to high school, and it's easier to close your circle than you do.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a human animal kind of thing. So
So,
yeah.
with all of that said, was there anything else you wanted to cover before we get to our wealth of top five lists?
No, I mean, I'll kind of go over everything in my review, but that was really mostly the main stuff. Oh, I will say the other part that like gave me the chest pain that made me hurt was the Halloween prank when he threw the bag of shit at Kenneth's door and they're wrestling and Kenneth
Oh yeah.
realizes it's him. Like that made me want to cry so hard for Kenneth. Like just
Kenneth is probably the most sympathetic character in that whole entire movie.
yeah,
Like,
I agree.
no ifs, ands, or buts about that shit. It's like you
You
feel
mean
his
Malachi?
pain. Yeah. Outlander.
Hello.
Oh, look who's here.
Well, speaking of another sip list thing, we did bring our top. We need
Top
outtakes.
top five list.
We are doing top five lists now with our reviews. So it's usually something related to the movie or one of the actors or whatever. My gummy's kicking in. That's what happened. Okay,
What? Wait. Well,
you're in Germany
you're
right
dead.
now. Please be careful. I don't think they like us very much.
Well, there aren't very many countries in the world that like us right
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody likes us. Actually, he's fine because they're probably just laughing at us. But also, he speaks German, so he's okay.
now. Everybody's freaking laughing at us right now, and I'm not gonna say why because it is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Um. Yeah. So we're doing a top five, and I guess today we're doing two. I don't. We go through them pretty quickly, but I ended up doing two. So we said '80s love songs, but
I
um,
also
um,
did '80s movie. love
I
songs.
couldn't I couldn't narrow mine down. So then I said, let's just do 80s movie love songs. But then I ended up doing both. So I've movies and non-movies. Oh, you're not really in Germany. Okay.
Okay, well, at least you're a little bit safer and inside the friendly Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about friendly, but
So
you're
yeah,
on
we
U.S.
will
soil.
do top five 80s movie love songs. You want to go first?
Ladies first.
Okay. So for movie songs, number five, I have "Crazy for You" by Madonna, which was in Vision Quest. Vision Quest is such an underrated movie.
That's one of those
Num-
movies that I still can't believe we haven't done yet.
yeah, that's true.
I
Number
think all the
four,
songs in the '80s were. That's probably a fairly safe bet. All
yeah,
all the songs in the '80s were love songs.
yeah. Number four, "In Your Eyes," Peter Gabriel, which was, of course, "Say Anything." Ugh, all I ever wanted was for a boy to play a boombox at home.
I'm sure your dad would have disagreed with that.
Yeah. Number three, "Hungry Eyes" by Eric Carmen from Dirty Dancing. Oh, love that song. Number two and number one were really, really tough. But for number two, I have crap. Which one am I going to put number two? All right, we are putting "Meet Me Halfway" by Kenny Loggins at number two from Over the Top. Oh, another movie we really need to cover. Excellent movie.
I'm surprised we haven't.
Yeah. That was another one of those movies I watched just all the time. And "Meet Me Halfway" is one of Kenny Loggins' best songs, in my opinion. And then my number one, and I am not certain that this movie came out in the 80s, but the song did, so I'm picking it. Do you have any guesses, Casey? What it is?
Sexual chocolate.
No. Sexual chocolate. My number one is "Waiting for a Star to Fall," Boy Meets Girl from 3 Men and a Little Lady. So, such a classic. Oh, God, that song.
3 Men and a Little Lady literally is like right on that cusp
Yeah.
of. I'm not sure. I think 3 Men and a Baby came out in '87.
Yeah, I don't know. The song came out in like late 1988. So I assumed the movie probably came out in like 90 or 91. But
Yeah.
whatever. It's an 80s song. The movie isn't. I cheated. Deal with it. It's my list.
No, and okay, so if it's not a straight up '80s love song, it's a borderline '80s love song.
Yeah.
So, and it's a great song anyway. So, if people
Epic
want to
song.
freaking nitpick, then
Waiting for a star to fall.
every time it pops up on my damn Spotify, I screenshot it and
Me
oh,
too. I was so
there's
happy to
your
see it.
there's your answer.
Oh, 1990. Thanks, Brandy.
So see, she is watching.
I was so excited to see "Waiting for a Star to Fall" on the Righteous Gemstones. I wanted it to be like "Running Up That Hill," Kate Bush, where it became a popular song again, but I think only Kate Bush has pulled that off.
True.
All right, well, what are your top five 80s movie love songs?
Okay, so I, with one exception, could not rank any of the four that aren't my number one because I feel like they're all right in that window of epic greatness.
Oh, let me say something real quick. Before anybody comes
Okay.
at me in the comments, when Casey says his number one, you're gonna go, "Oh my God, Amanda, why didn't you have that song?" Yes, that's exactly what you guys sound like. I left it off my list because I knew it was Casey's number one, and Harvey wasn't here to take it. So there you go.
Damn right. And evidently, Brandy's been in and out the whole episode,
Okay.
and again. So, all right. So my clusterfuck portion of the list that I just I can't rank because they're all great freaking love songs. Um, one of the most soul crushing songs from an 80s movie of all time, Wind Beneath My Wings
Yes, I
from
almost had that.
Beaches.
Yeah. Ugh.
Um, we'll go um, to the obvious love movie from the 80s that all the girls tend to flock to that grew up in the same age that we do. She's Like the Wind
Mm-hmm.
and The Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And
I think we
then
covered
last but not least,
all the songs in Dirty Dancing. All the new
pretty
songs.
much. And then last but not least, before we get to my number one, we'll get to a guy's movie. We'll go Top Gun, Take My Breath Away.
That's I wrote that down too. Yeah, they're all great.
And Band Aid, rip. Those people who know me know what number one is, and it is the greatest love song of all time. It grew up in the 80s. It is from a great 80s movie, great 80s franchise. It is Peter Cetera, The Glory of Love from The Karate Kid
Yes.
Part 2.
Uh, Such an epic song. I am a
Because
man
I am a
who will
man who
fight
will fight for your
for
honor.
your honor. I'll be the hero you're dreaming of. God, Peter Cetera in Chicago fucking rocked the 80s. You know how many Chicago songs I wrote down and then didn't even end up going with? Oh, well, actually, I have some on my other list. I forgot we have another list. But yeah, just fucking crushed it.
Oh no, they're this topic in this particular decade, like your dad said, where he thinks all songs in the 80s were love songs.
I think
If
so.
you start Googling love songs from the 80s and see just how many great love songs that there were in that
So
decade,
many.
oh my God.
And so
Like,
many are fast
we're
paced
going to,
that you don't think about it.
yeah, we're going to name 10 songs here in a second, and so many are going to get left out
Yeah,
because, yeah, you just can't do it. So, ladies first, would you like to let the listeners know what you think the greatest love songs?
I will. Okay. So top five non-movie ones, although I think one of these was in a movie, but that's okay. Number five, Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. Fucking love that song so much. I feel like it's so underrated. Hey now. Um, Number four, After All by Cher and Don Henley. Such a good song. Number three, Lost in Your Eyes, Miss Debbie Gibson.
Great song.
Yes. I get lost in your eyes. Oh God, I had that on that album on cassette. Her and Tiffany, and I just listened to them over and over and over. Number two and number one are very, very, very close. Number two, I'm gonna go with "Can't Fight This Feeling," REO Speedwagon, and number one is "Faithfully" by Chicago. "Faithfully" to me is like one of the best love songs of all time.
Faithfully. Are you sure you want to say it's by Chicago?
Oh, why did I say Chicago? No, I meant Journey. Sorry, I was still thinking about Chicago. Sorry. Journey. Wow.
Brandy
Brandy
said she
says,
thought we did a sip list on 80s movie love songs.
I'm sure we did.
I mean, we did a lot of sip lists in the last few years.
I know we did 80s movie songs because we did we did soundtracks. We did movie soundtracks for every decade
Yeah.
except the 2020s. Well, not every decade. We did 70s, 80s, 90s. Did we do 70s? I feel like we did. Anyway.
And Brandy says Ario is awesome live. Too bad they won't tour under the Ario name again.
Well, that
I
sucks.
believe they played up here at the Emerald Queen Casino last fall, and I believe Miss Brandy and her parents went to the concert.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen
So,
Journey twice. I did not ever see REO Speedwagon. They kind of, I was still pretty young when they kind of started doing less and less, and then that was just never something that was in my wheelhouse. Like I don't know. Now I love them, but anyway. All right. I realized I
oh
did leave off Chicago songs, but I'm sure you're gonna have some. So
yes, I absolutely will have Chicago on my list at some point. Uh, just sucks because, like I said, there's so many freaking great ones, and
mm-hmm.
mm, we talked about it last night, and I'm figured I'd probably just do it on the fly, but um, okay, we'll go with tonight. I celebrate my love for you.
Good one.
Let's go. Keep on loving you,
Yeah.
Ario. Um, nothing's gonna change my love for you, Glenn Medeiros.
That's a good one.
Let's go, Richard Marks. Right here, waiting.
Mm. I would have gone with Endless Summer Nights. But yeah, right here waiting is amazing.
Oh, my bad. Evidently, it was Ridgefield last fall and the fair a couple years ago. So, my bad. Sue me now.
Anyway,
And last but not least, we'll go with Air Supply, making love out of nothing at
making
all.
love, making love out of nothing at all. Okay, sorry.
And honorable mention, Chicago, you're the inspiration.
If you leave me now, and this one is
Hard habit
underrated,
to
but what
break,
kind of
stay the
man would I
night.
be is one of my favorites. What?
Oh, yeah. Look away.
Look
I mean,
away. Okay, so my friend Joni, I don't know if she watches the show, but if you are, hey Joni, we lived together like right after college, and we would listen. She had the like greatest hits on CD, and when Look Away would come on, we would like get out our hairbrushes. And how does that song start? Because we would change one of the words to fuck. Oh, uh, when he says, "I," damn it, I'm gonna have to turn it on. Sorry, my gummy's really kicking in. But anyway, we had fun times in college singing, or after college singing that song before we go out. So yeah, good times.
when you called me up this morning, told me about the new love you found, said, I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you.
That was it. We would say, "I'm fucking happy for you." We would like sing this song really angrily because it's like a breakup song or about seeing
Uh-huh.
your ex with somebody else, and so we would like rage sing it. So we would say, "I'm fucking happy for you." Such a good song. That
All
is a
right.
ballad.
It is. Chicago is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Me too.
I don't care. Ridicule me if you want. I really don't care. I will defend Chicago until I'm blue in the face. So, um,
Not look
as
away.
my
What kind of man would
bad.
you be if you looked away from your inspiration? Okay, I need to stop.
Hey,
Uh,
it would be a hard habit to break.
it would be, yes, yes. That was delivered
So
very Papa Palpatine style. I liked it.
we need to get
Okay.
Pop Palpatine and Gene back on the frickin' show.
Let's do our reviews because I got to get some food here before this game starts.
Yeah, and we're getting
Uh,
close to.
yeah. So, Can't Buy Me Love, like I said, and I feel like we've been doing movies like this a lot. So maybe stop letting me pick movies because I feel like we're doing all my favorite movies. I mean yours too, but I think this is like the fifth week in a row that I've been like, I've seen this movie a million times. I can quote almost the whole thing. I grew up watching it. Um, all those things. Yes,
I
Father
knew I liked your dad.
Go Taylor's boyfriend. Before anybody comes for me in the comments, I like football. I know football. I watched football before Taylor Swift, so zip it. Um. Anyway,
Zip it, whip it, flip it.
yeah, this movie is really fun. I think it was very hip for the time. I do feel like it had, some underlying feminism messages. Like I said, with um Cindy not just being a mean ditzy bitchy girl
Mhm.
because there's movies like that where like the nerdy guy changes the mean girl, but in this movie it's like she's
Mhm.
not a mean girl, but he's still like opening her eyes to look at other options and expand her horizons and whatever, like so it's nice to see her change, but I'm glad that she wasn't just depicted as like the Mitzi. Oh
Well,
my
it's
god,
with his
ditzy mean girl, I
encouragement.
have to stop talking.
It's with his encouragement, though, that she embraces her creativity and
Right.
becomes open to the idea of letting her gift of being a talented poet out.
Yeah, she's like, I
Even
don't have to live to please everybody. Like,
even if he's
that's
going to
a
end up
that's a
stealing
good
her
revelation
words and
to
using it to get his bat and balls wet.
have. Anyway, you know, just so much fun with this movie, and ugh, I'll try not to be as whorish with my review this time, and I will give it um 4.5 tic tac toe station wagons. Tic
Mhm.
tac tile.
So yeah, Amanda covered a lot of very valid points about this movie. This movie is a great movie in general. Um, I feel like it's a subject matter that could easily be told. The story could be told in the 70s, 80s, 90s, to the 21st century,
It
whatever.
was in the 2000s.
Well,
My
not
love
well,
don't cost
and
a thing.
we're not talking about Nick Cannon on the show,
I
but
know. I'm just saying.
um, it's definitely something that I feel like kids at every stage of history could relate to in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
it's it's funny, it's heartfelt. It takes you on the roller coaster ride of emotions from A to B to C, and then back again.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
there's great music in the freaking movie.
Lots
Um,
of great music.
I think it's pretty much a well written movie. It's well acted. If you grew up at the same time as Amanda and I, there there's a lot of faces that you will recognize throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go. I so could just go a certain direction and make my rating a total recall nightmare. I'm not though. I'm gonna go 4.5. Um, 4.5 stained suede outfits out of five.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, $1,000 outfit in 1987. I need to know what Mrs. Mancini did for a living. Was she married to a Hollywood star and they got divorced, or like what? Because
Thank
wow.
you for bringing that up because that's something I also thought about too while rewatching this movie. Was like in the beginning when Cindy walks into her freaking closet, it's
Yeah.
like I've seen how spacious your closet is,
Yeah.
and that closet puts your closet to fucking shame.
Yeah. Not my next closet.
Well, your diamond shoes are two sizes too small.
My 50s won't
Love
fit
you,
in my
mean it.
wallet. Oh,
So, but yeah, no, like for a single parent, even in 1987,
yeah.
they live in a nice fucking house. I'm like, her dad must have literally been like
Something.
had like all kinds of fucking money, and his child support payments must have been great. Not saying that Cindy's mom couldn't have had a great
Yeah.
job and pulled down a great salary either, but that was a huge freaking house with a huge freaking.
And a
Her daughter
thousand
had a
dollar outfit. Shit.
nice fucking car, $1,000 outfit. Go figure. So, like I said, 4.5 stained suede outfits out of 5.
Woohoo.
Yay! So before we wrap it up, and that way two of us can go get some food before Taylor's boyfriend plays. Thank you to Michael and Brandy for being here and supporting us as they always do. You guys are awesome.
Yay.
Thank you to all of the Unpop Kernels for being here each and every week. You guys are amazingly incredible, and we love you guys all. We can't do this without you guys each and every week, and the amount of support you show us. It is so much appreciated.
Yes.
Uh, and I'm hoping that your dad is wahooing because we shamelessly plugged his name on the show. Or at least the fact that he loves an evening at the movies. And either way, we'll take whatever we can get.
I'm sure that's it.
So,
All right.
would you like to say your goodbyes really quick before I do, and your thank yous before I do what's coming up next week on
Oh,
Evening at the
yeah.
Movies?
No, you're good. Go ahead and thank everybody for watching. This was fun. Um, and yeah, I have no announcements to make.
See, that's we got to figure out how to incorporate all of that because I don't necessarily want to cut you out,
Yeah.
but it's like the SIP list is on hiatus, so it's like
Yeah.
obviously you don't have any announcements. So, but next week we will. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to play out because we have another rom com coming up for you. More than likely, we will be discussing Forgetting Sarah Marshall, as
Woo!
well as otherwise known as Amanda Wants to See Jason Siegel Schlong.
I got a surprise for you. Okay.
And then coming up around the same time, we have to get the birthday episode and anniversary episode recorded so that it can be released on February 10th because An Evening at the Movies is turning 4. And I'm sure
Woo-hoo!
your dad was happy and excited to hear what you're excited to talk about next week because
Yeah,
he
I'm
said
sure.
nice. So, but we will be talking Daisy Jones and the Six for the
Yes.
anniversary slash my birthday, and then we will be talking Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So you can follow us on all the socials, and we will keep you updated as to what's coming, when it's coming, and how it's coming. And that so does not sound appropriate, but I'm going to shut up at this point and turn the microphone over to the co-hostess with the mostest and let her take us home. So the floor is yours, co-host.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. And we hope you enjoyed this first rom-com episode. And we hope you all come back for anything at the movies. Goodbye.